when evaluating our first hire, we evaluate them based on the task we're looking to delegate. We bring them on board based on their heart, their head, their hands, and their feet. One of the biggest mistakes I see entrepreneurs make or solopreneurs make is they hire positions in their company when they first get started. I don't want you to hire a position. I want you to hire for tasks. I want you to hire for processes. In the Rise Business Framework, we build your structure based around what process you have, not based around position. Big mistake by entrepreneurs. They hire positions versus hiring for process. Process is tasks. And we want to delegate the task or the processes that don't give us energy. So that's how we take that 0 to 1 step. How do we get out of our own way and take the first step in delegation and building a culture? Well, then once we hire, we determine we are going to hire, we have to hire people based on that process. So we have to evaluate what we want that person to look like. First thing is they have to have a desire to do those processes or those tasks. Second is they have to have the natural behavior that complements that process. If the process requires them to be agnostic in decision-making, to have high drive, to have social skills, and have a tolerance for risk, then we have to find a person that has that natural behavior. If that process that you're looking to delegate, say you're looking to delegate a finance process, whatever process you're looking to delegate, that process requires that person to be collaborative, not a need for social interaction, needs process or are methodical in their attack, and they need to be risk averse, then we need to hire someone based on that behavioral traits that are needed for that process. Then I had to find somebody with the skills to do those processes. And then last, I had to hire someone who had the competency to fulfill that role in that process.
I know a lot of you want to be wealthy and successful. So what does it take? It's not about working harder, it's about finding a proven path to success and modeling it so you don't have to work so hard. I would not be where I am without videos and channels like this. I used to struggle massively in my businesses until someone showed me the way. I now own multiple businesses that run on their own and have become a multi-millionaire and have been listed on the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies multiple times. If you want to become successful, you not only need to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification buttons, but I can personally notify you when I interview top successful people and even possibly join in on the masterminds that I do. I might even have something cool to give you for free. Go to tonyjavier.com/connect and find out what we have coming up and what you can plug into. Now back to the show.
So those are 4 things that we evaluate when we evaluate the replacement or building extensions of ourselves. The first task is write down all the things you do for the next 2 weeks. Then put E and D next to those tasks and determine, does it energize me, neutral, or is it de-energizing? Once it's de-energizing, you're going to compile a list of everything that de-energizes you, and that is your job description. You don't have to call it acquisitions. You don't have to call it operations. You can call it an OSR. That's what I used to call it in corporate America. OSR, office service rep. And your job is to come in and do these 8 tasks every day. It may be a little mix of this over here from operations, a little mix from finance, a little mix from sales, but these are the tasks I need this person to do every day because they de-energize me. And I'm looking for someone who's going to get energy from these tasks. They desire it. They have the natural behavior. They have the skills or training, and they have the competency to do the job because the whole person shows up to work, right? Like all those things. And so when evaluating our first hire, we evaluate them based on the task we're looking to delegate. We bring them on board based on their heart, their head, their hands, and their feet. Desire, behavior, skills, and mobility, which is the competency. So I call that the heart, the head, the hands, and the feet. How do you know you're putting somebody in the right seat in your organization? Have the heart, the head, the hands, and the feet. Why? It's a rhyme. I wrote it as a rhythm. Heart, head, hands, feet, tell me you're in the right seat, okay? If they have the desire and the skills, the heart and the hands, they're going to perform the job well, but they're not going to do it very long before they burn out. If they have the head and the feet, they have all the potential in the world to do this job, but they're not going to perform because they don't desire it or have the skills. So when measuring the heart, the head, the hands, the feet, we're measuring their 2 things, potential and performance. I want to make sure they have the desire to do it, behavior to do it, the skills to do it, and the mobility to do it. Their potential and their performance are there, which is why I have you start with figure out those areas that are de-energizing you, and let's hire them first. That's called building extensions of yourself. It's called the DNA of business.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you are definitely going to want to watch this one. Hit that subscribe button and go to tonyjavier.com/connect to stay connected.